Welcome, my name is Stu McLaren from Wishlist Products, and we are back for video number 2 of this series. In video number 1, we talked about the value of building a community. In this video, we're going to talk about the 5 keys to building a thriving community. So what can you do to build a thriving community around your product, service, or brand? Before we do that, consider this. 1 in 3 people go online to actually research the product or service that they're thinking of buying. And a full 80+% of all online users have made at least one purchase on the web. Now here's another crazy fact. 83 tweets per second, so 83 messages on Twitter per second involve a product, service, or brand. So let me put it to you this way. People are not only going online to do research about a product or service, but they're also communicating about a product or service online. So wouldn't it pay dividends for you to build a thriving community of people who are excited and raving fans about your product or service? Absolutely. But check this out even more. When it comes to a community, community users are 9 times more likely to visit a site more often than non-community users, meaning they're actually coming back a heck of a lot more than most people, consuming your content more often. And AT&T found that community users remain customers up to 50% longer. So they're actually better customers because they're part of a community. So again, it's very valuable for you to build a community around your product, service, or brand. Now, in this part, we're going to talk about the 5 keys to building a thriving community. What can you do to really build a community that ticks, that works, that people love being a part of? Key number 1, you ready for this? Key number 1 is content. You've got to have good content. This is a quote that you're going to want to write down. People come for your content, but they stay for the community. Write that one down. They come for the content, but they stay for the community. The key here is this. People are naturally drawn to your site first because you have great content. If you don't have great content, there's no reason for them to come to your site in the first place. So you got to have good content. An example of this, John Bard, who's one of our customers, created a site called cbiclubhouse.com. If you go there, you'll notice that it's a membership site dedicated to people who are interested in creating and writing children's books. But they publish new, fresh content on a regular basis. That's what keeps people coming back. You got to have good content. Key number 2 is communication. When you create good content, you then need to communicate it to people. You need to tell them what's going on inside of your community. You need to involve them so that they want to come back to your site. This could be through email, it could be through Twitter, it could be on a Facebook fan page, it could be through video or audio. It could, heck, even be through the old-fashioned telephone. But the key here is you got to tell people what's going on. A good example of this is Ellen DeGeneres with her TV show. Not only does she have a TV show, which is obviously a great platform to talk to people, but she's also intermixing other media like Twitter. So on Twitter, you'll notice that she sends out tweets telling people of upcoming guests, of different contests that she's got, of new videos that she's posted on the site, keeping people informed. WooThemes.com is another good example because they always involve and communicate with their community about new developments, new themes that they're working on. iThemes is another good example. They've just started a regular show happening every Tuesday to, again, what? Communicate with their customer base. So communication is very key, and you may want to use a wide variety of different media to do that. The third key is connection. So when people are part of a community, they want to feel connected, either connected to you or connected to other members. So when you are developing a community, you really want to help people feel comfortable, welcome them into your community, and do different things to certainly engage them and build that bond with you and with other people. Some very simple examples of this is having a welcoming committee inside of your membership site. This was a great strategy and idea that I learned from one of our customers, Sean D'Souza. He has a welcoming committee inside of his membership where when new members come in, they are welcomed by this welcoming committee. You could have t-shirts are another great example. And why are t-shirts a good example? Because when you have t-shirts, it's a symbol of being connected to a community. So if you can provide members of your community a symbol, that also helps in terms of the connection part. So the fourth key is contribution. When your members contribute to the community, they feel much more part of it. So you want to involve them as much as possible. The more involvement mechanisms, that's a keyword term there, involvement mechanisms you have inside your membership site, the more they will feel part of it. Now, we talked about Threadless in video number 1. They do a wonderful job of helping people feel part of their community. Not only do the designers contribute their design ideas, but the community really is involved in deciding which t-shirts get printed, because they vote on the ideas that they want to see get printed. They also have all kinds of other contributions where community members can take pictures of themselves with their t-shirts and they get points, and there's all kinds of great ways to contribute to the community. But I want to ask you, could you have some different things inside of your membership or community where your people are contributing items, content, ideas, their votes, or whatever you want? Now, voting is certainly a very easy way to do this in terms of involving people so they're contributing to be a part of it. Sometimes what you'll find with a vote, though, is you may put out a vote and you may get results back that perhaps you didn't expect sometimes. So it's always a great way to keep your finger on the pulse of your community as well. That's certainly through voting. Now, the last key, key number 5, is collaboration. Anytime that you can work with your members to actually build something together, again, you're going to get more buy-in, and it's going to increase your loyalty and your retention rate of your community. So a good example of this is Apple with the iPhone, and particularly their iPhone apps. What happens here is they reached out to the development community and said, hey, you can create iPhone apps and we'll sell them together and we'll share the profits. It's great for Apple because they tap into the creativity of all of their development community. It's great for the developers because they tap into Apple's distribution. And it's great for the end user because they have much bigger variety of apps that they can select for their particular iPhone. So it's a great way of, again, involving your members in a collaborative effort where you're working and building something together. So again, the 5 keys. Key number 1 is content. You gotta have good content. Key number 2 is communication. You want to communicate with your members. Keep them informed. Let them know what's going on. So that'll bring them back into your site. Key number 1, 2, 3 is connection. You want your members to feel connected, not only to you, but to each other inside of your community. Now, key number 4 is contribution. When your members are contributing to the overall success of your community, the success rate is going to go up because they feel more part of your community as a result. And key number 5 is collaboration. If you can collaborate with your members and really work with them on some project, obviously they're going to have more buy-in and they're going to become a more loyal member. So those are the 5 keys to a thriving community, and I want to let you and your imagination run wild with the different types of things that you can do. In our next part of this series, we're actually going to talk to you about the tools that you can use to involve all these different keys inside of your membership or inside of your community. So if you see an opt-in form just over there, go ahead and fill in your name and email address, and we'll inform you of when we're going to do this teleseminar, where we're going to teach all of the different tools that we use inside of our communities to do all these different things. Many of these tools are absolutely free, and you'll hear all about them on this call. Some are paid, but they're well worth it, and we'll talk about why. So go ahead, put your name and email address over there, and we'll inform you of when that's coming up. And if you're watching this somewhere where you don't see that opt-in form, go to wishlistproducts.com/video2. That's wishlistproducts.com/video2. And then just fill in your name and email, and we'll inform you of when that teleseminar is coming up. And you'll be able to, when you opt in, you'll get the information of the call and the number to dial into, and we'll send you all the handouts for the call as well. So with that, my name is Stu McLaren. Hope you got great value from this. Remember, content, communication, connection, contribution, and collaboration. Those are the 5 keys. Use them inside your site, and your community as a whole will be way more active, way more fun, and certainly the people inside will be way more loyal as well. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon.